There was never a union leader in Melbourne that tucked his knees under more billionaires' tables than the leader of the opposition. He lapped it up. Oh, yes, he lapped it up.
Members on my right.
He was such a sycophant, a social climbing sycophant, if ever there was one.
Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, like we haven't seen him for a while, he's launched a vicious tirade on Labor leader Bill Shorten. It started over welfare changes. The PM's performance in yesterday's Question Time is a hot topic this morning. To discuss it, we're joined by Tom Elliott from 3AW in Melbourne and advertising guru Jane Currow in Sydney. Morning to you both.
Morning.
Tom, is this the Malcolm Turnbull of old that the Liberal Party and voters have been waiting to see again?
Well, maybe. I mean, it's a bit hard for Malcolm Turnbull to be starting class warfare against the Labor Party because he's not starting from a position of strength. I think he's just decided to go on the offensive. It's a bit like, look, I've got to start chucking a few hand grenades. Everything else he's been doing hasn't been working. And you look at the faces of the people behind him, they love him. I mean, politics is theatre, and Australian politicians like Paul Keating going back 2 decades do it better than just about anybody. Turnbull is having a go. And look, Shorten's an easy target. As I said last week, Shorten's a private schoolboy. He's not, you know, the ultra working class sort of person. Does this do anything for the rest of us? Probably not, but it is quite funny to watch.
OK, Jane, on Tom's point that politics is theatre, though, do you think it will win Turnbull votes, or will it do Bill Shorten any harm, do you reckon?
I'm not sure it'll do Bill Shorten any harm at the moment. Whether it'll win Turnbull votes or not, I'm not sure. He certainly looks more impressive than he did when he looked like he'd rather be anywhere than leading Australia. So I think it's an improvement. I do think, however, this whole politics of envy thing is a bit done and dusted and tired, and I take Tom's point about them being rather similar in background. And I think if we're going to argue that the only people who can defend the underprivileged have to be underprivileged themselves, then that puts the underprivileged in a really nasty position. So it's sort of a false argument. Look, I don't mind them having a bit of a go at each other if you know, get some energy and some morale into the parliament, but we've got some wicked problems and they don't really involve hurling insults at one another. I don't know that that's terribly helpful. Let's hope they do some real stuff.
Except the media doesn't really cover policy, does it?
Would be nice if they did.
At least it gives us something to talk about while they get the policy organised.
That's right, maybe.
All right, thank you to both of you. Have a great day. Here's Koshi.